Hey guys, and welcome to Relationship Chronicles. Today we have a cheating revenge story from one of my subscribers that I will walk you through with, and afterwards I'll give my opinion and advice to this subscriber on how to deal with this situation. Here we go. In today's video, my 40am ex-wife 40F wants me to be with her in her last days. Backstory. I met my ex when we were both 10. She was as my twin sister's best friends. So we've always been kind of a trio growing up. We started dating at 14 and got married at 23. Things got ugly though, cause 5 years after getting married, she told me she had a month-long affair with her coworker. Apparently the guilt was too much for her, so she confessed. We tried to work through it, but after a few months of trying, I knew that despite the fact that I loved her, I couldn't trust her anymore. She told me she still loved me and that she'd wait for me and prove that I was the only one. I wanted to believe her, but some things just can't be fixed. We never had kids. 3 years after the divorce, I met my now wife 38F, and we got married 2 years after dating. She's everything I could ever dream of, and a wife and more. My ex, as my sister told me, they're still besties, never really recovered. She quit her job and is now working in a church. Throughout my relationship with my wife, she kept trying to get back together on the day of my wedding. She told me she still loved me and would love no one else. She said this was the last time she would bother me, that she'll wait for however long it took. Apparently she's honest in that regard, at least cause my sister says she's never been with anyone since. So here's what happened recently. My wife and I married for 7 years, now have 2 kids, 7F and 3M. My sister came over with her own kids so the cousins could play. While my wife was out to pick up lunch, my sister sat me down and told me the situation about my ex. Apparently she only has less than 6 months to live. She refused treatment and wants to live the last few months to the fullest. I guess that's why her and my sister really went out of their way to travel despite the pandemic. One thing on her bucket list, though, was that she wanted to feel like my wife again. No sex, no kissing. She just wanted me to be around the house. She still lives in the house we lived in again, and maybe hold her from time to time. I told her I wouldn't do that, cause that was pretty much emotionally cheating. My sister kept arguing and begging me to at least see her and hear her out. We kept arguing, no screaming. The kids were in the next room with her older daughter till my wife came back. My sister told her the whole story, and while she looked upset, she said she understood where my ex was coming from. When my sister left, my wife and I talked about it. My wife knows everything that happened in the past with my ex. She says while she isn't thrilled about the idea, she won't get upset if I decided to see her on a regular basis. My wife is literally the best thing that ever happened to me, and I love her more than anyone. She makes me happier than I've ever been in my life. Even in the good times with my ex, she knows I want Chai. I also have zero romantic feelings for my ex. Before we continue, please like and subscribe if you enjoyed the video. So there's nothing lingering there. I don't hate her or anything. It's just that the love I had for her has long since died. After thinking about it for a while, I'm honestly 50-50 about it. I know I don't know anything, but I feel like I might regret not seeing her at least one more time, since the last time I saw her was on my wedding day. And that wasn't a good encounter for either of us. Unless you count the times, I occasionally see her in the store or something. I honestly feel like despite what she did, she still deserves to go with some peace. On the other hand, I'm not entirely sure if this might potentially affect our marriage. My wife says she's okay with it, and I believe her, but I just can't be sure that she'll feel the same way after it happens. I don't want anything to jeopardize what I have right now, no matter what. I'm not too thrilled about going myself, to be honest. Any advice? What should I do? TL/Dr. ex-wife who cheated on me wants me around in the last few months of her life. Current wife is okay, but I don't want to risk anything. Edit, just want to add that if ever I do this, I won't be acting like a husband or anything inappropriate like that. Just going to see her and talk for a bit. My sister says that me just being there and sharing a meal with her would be more than enough for her to feel like we were married again. Just my opinion, but I wouldn't do it. There's plenty of risk and little possible reward. If you want to show goodwill towards your ex, run errands for her or show support in some other way. Have a meal sometime with her with your wife present. You don't owe anything to your ex, so these gestures are more than you are obliged to do. Even this scheme would be playing with fire with regards to your current marriage. I really feel sad for your ex. For the last 12 years must be full of sadness and regret for her. All of that because of one stupid decision on her part without giving much thought to the consequences that might arise from this decision. That being said, this is her dying wish. So what I'm going to say is going to sound heartless, but please hear me out. Your wife sounds like an angel and very mature. I'm really happy to hear that she and you guys feel very secure in your relationship with each other, that you feel comfortable enough to bring this up with her, and for her to grant this. I'd say that a lot of families strive for this kind of relationship. Even though you have no feelings for your ex, this still has the potential of causing some strain in your marriage with repercussions that may go on for a long time. Your ex may not be around, but he'll be around to bear the brunt of that decision. So I'd strongly urge you to consider all the possibilities and potential consequences of this decision. Unlike what your ex did, if you really want, you can certainly consider running errands for her and/or meeting her often in open public places like parks during the day. I find it amusing that she's the one who cheated and you are the one who have moved out. And she's the one who ended up keeping the house that you both bought. And now she wants to play house, husband and wife with you in that same house. She expects you and your wife to be okay with it. I understand that you now have no feelings towards your ex, and I'd say that you are a better person than I am for that. Do not do this. This has the potential to backfire and ruin your marriage. At the bare minimum, put unneeded strain on it. I know your wife said that she will back whatever decision you choose, but trust me, this will affect her negatively. Your ex-wife will be gone, and you'll be left with this weird tension inside your marriage. Also, you have kids. How are you going to explain your absence to them? I would agree to meet up for coffee and ever get some closure about everything. After we're discussed with your wife, if continuing to get coffee and talking with her as a friend is a comfortable boundary for you both, you can be there for your ex-wife and keep your current wife your number one priority. This is a sad situation, and I feel sorry for your ex-wife, but don't be willing to throw a wrench into your own happiness. Yeah, meet her for a coffee or have her over to your house with your wife present. They are a team of family. He's not a prop in someone else's fantasy. I think your wife is okay with it, because she does not want to get in the way of you making this decision. She does not want to be a cause of any regret that you might have regarding your relationship with your ex and regarding being able to spend a few days with her before she passes away. That being said, I have a feeling that you would rather choose not to do this and be with her. This decision has the potential of causing strain in your marriage or to make it stronger. Your ex may not be around, but you'll be to deal with the underlying strain in your marriage. I understand that your ex feels regret and sadness for hurting you by her actions. But that doesn't mean that she can ask of something that might strain your marriage, even considering the extenuating circumstances. If you would really like, you may want to consider running errands for her or meeting her in parks during the day, etc. Even though you and your wife are confident that there won't be an issue. It's still better for your marriage not to meet with your ex just one-on-one alone behind closed doors. Your wife sounds like an angel. Please, please, please do not do this. The ex wants to play house with you. She made her choices. She didn't just cheat. She has a relationship with another person dying as a motherfucker. I have watched a few family members go through some painfully slow deaths. However, it didn't mean all of them were good people. You are not responsible for this woman's happiness. She should have moved on. Please, please, please do not play house with this woman. Your wife has made the choice as she chose to be good to you and stand by your side. Maybe this doesn't affect her now, but it might later. Don't do this for the pain you might possibly cause your current wife. I'm begging you. I kind of think this is really bizarre. I'm also not sure why you would put your wife in this situation. This lady is an ex for a reason. Sure, it is really sad that she's unhealthy. But what if it isn't the truth? What if it is an attempt to get you back? If it is real, I would absolutely not play into the husband fantasy. Make a phone call and talk with her and leave it at that. I think you were really considering the feelings of the wrong woman here. Sorry if this is a little forward, but there shouldn't even be a decision. Yes, my wife comes first above all. I didn't tell her my sister did. Also, she knows something like that will never work. She promised she wouldn't do anything to win me back after my wedding, and she's kept her distance ever since. Let's move on to my thoughts and advice for the person that is dealing with this problem. It's crucial to prioritize your current marriage and your wife's feelings above all else. While it's understandable that your ex-wife's situation is sad, getting involved in a pseudo-husband role could potentially harm your current relationship. Your wife's understanding is commendable, but even she acknowledges it's not ideal. Instead, consider alternative ways to support your ex-wife during her last months, such as running errands or having supervised meetups. It's important to honor your commitment to your current spouse and protect the happiness you built together. Ultimately, the risk of straining your marriage far outweighs the desire to fulfill your ex-wife's wishes in this unusual situation. I wish you the best of luck moving forward. Thank you all for taking the time to listen to today's stories. If you enjoyed listening, please feel free to like and subscribe if you haven't already. Also comment below with your thoughts on what happened. Take care.